Live from the Ball State News Center, this is NewsLink Indiana in high definition.
Good evening and welcome to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Emerson Lehman.
And I'm Rachel Russell. Thank you for joining us.
Tensions build in the statewide voter fraud investigation. The investigation began after Republican Secretary of State Connie Lawson reported thousands of suspicious online voter profiles to the Indiana State Police last week. Lawson faces continued criticism from the Democratic organization Patriot Party USA, which accuses Lawson's office of incompetence in maintaining the voter registration system. Marion County Prosecutor Terry Curry released a statement today calling accusations of voter fraud premature. Curry says that such allegations prior to a thorough review by law enforcement violate the foundational principle of innocence until proven guilty. No charges have been filed at this time.
Speaking of voting, Election Day is now just 13 days away. Despite that, Donald Trump and Mike Pence are making a bit of a strange move, spending time outside of the battleground states. This comes as a new poll shows Donald Trump holding a slight lead in Florida, a state Trump himself says is a must-win. Scott McLean reports.
It's an unconventional campaign move, even for an unconventional candidate.
With the notable exception of 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, this is the most coveted piece of real estate in Washington, D.C.
Donald Trump spent the morning opening his brand new hotel. Critics question the time off the trail so close to the election, but not his campaign.
And we're very excited to show America what this man actually does. He fixes things, he builds things.
The grand opening speech had a clear political message.
My theme today is 5 words: under budget and ahead of schedule. We don't hear those words too often in government, but you will.
Trump's running mate Mike Pence is also taking a detour, this one to reliably Republican Utah, where Trump is holding on to a less than comfortable lead. But Trump's work in battleground states may be paying off. The latest New Hampshire poll shows him closing the gap to just 4 points. And in Florida, a new poll shows him with a slight 2-point lead. Both polls are within the margin of error. Hillary Clinton is spending her 69th birthday fighting for support in Florida. But she also took time Tuesday to accept an endorsement from Adele, though she can't win the British singer's vote. Beyond the Washington ribbon cutting, Trump promised to focus on North Carolina, New Hampshire, and Florida. Nationally, he is slowly closing the gap, but with a new ABC News poll showing him still 9 points down, it's an uphill battle to win. In Washington, I'm Scott McLean.
The California National Guard is getting a financial break. U.S. Defense Secretary Ash Carter says he is suspending all efforts to collect reimbursement from certain members of the branch. This comes after veterans and their families were asked to pay back improperly awarded enlistment bonuses. The California National Guard says it was required to try to recover the funds and did not have the authority to waive the debts outright. Secretary Carter said in a statement that some soldiers knew they were collecting funds they were not eligible for, but many others did not. Carter went on to say the Pentagon hopes to resolve all cases no later than July 1st of next year.
Tensions are on the rise at the Russian border. NATO defense ministers met today after pictures were published of a new Russian intercontinental ballistic missile. NATO is pressing its members to commit troops for its biggest military buildup on Russia's borders in decades. NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg spoke on the matter at today's meeting.
In an unpredictable world, collective defense remains the alliance's highest responsibility. And at our summit in Warsaw in July, we took decisions to strengthen our ability to defend allies against any threat from any direction. Today, we will assess the progress in implementing those decisions.
Russian state media say the new missile known as Satan II could wipe out an area the size of Texas.
Well, Rachel, it's finally feeling like fall weather is in the air, and I'm really hoping it sticks around.
Yeah, me too. Caleb, what can you tell us?
Yeah, so it feels like these fall-like temperatures have returned. Leaves are falling all around us. It looks like fall has returned. However, not so fast, my friends. We're going to see some warmer temperatures return for the weekend. Weekend rain chance as well, and that sunshine is going to peek out behind some clouds over the next couple of days. I'll have all of that and more within the next half an hour. Rachel and Emerson, back to you.
Halloween is coming up soon. Find out what Muncie is doing for that and what it's not.
Plus, details on Ball State's new a cappella session. Stay tuned.
My heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
So I've come up with a family emergency plan.
Great. What is it?
It's difficult to talk about, so I'm not telling you.
How will we know what to do?
You won't.
I'm so glad I won't have to remember anything.
And me too. Thanks for this, sweetie.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
The Ball State Family and Consumer Science Education Association hosted a Halloween fundraiser tonight. NewsLink's Connor Miller has the story.
Ball State University's Family and Consumer Science Education Association hosted its spooktacular pumpkin carving party today in the Applied Technology Building. We spent $165 to buy over 40 pumpkins, large and small. Students can purchase small pumpkins for $2 or large pumpkins for $6. FCSEA fundraising chair Courtney Martin explained what the fundraising was for.
So the goal of the fundraiser is to send our FCSEA members to two conferences in the spring. We go to the FCCLA State Conference and the AAFCS State Conference. These conferences offer professional development opportunities that we would otherwise not be able to attend. The conferences are costly and we can't really afford them as college students. The fundraising really helps us be able to afford to go to these conferences.
Students were able to paint or carve their pumpkins to fit the Halloween spirit. Ball State student Emma Samuels felt there was no better time to carve a pumpkin.
I just really love carving pumpkins, and she hasn't carved a pumpkin before, so I figured now was the best time.
In Muncie, Connor Miller, NewsLink, Indiana.
The group will be hosting its bingo fundraiser on November 2nd from 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. The event will be just $5 in the Applied Technology Building, room 183.
Judge Kimberly Dowling delivered the final nail in the coffin Tuesday when she approved a restraining order to keep a local haunted trail closed through Halloween. Michael Keene opened the haunted attraction Oregon Trail in memory of his infant son who died in 2012. Proceeds from the trail are donated to charities and individuals in need. Attorney John Brook accused Keene of violating zoning ordinances by operating the trail in an area designed for residential use. Keene admits to the oversight in zoning laws, though his attorney Brian Pierce claims county officials are selectively enforcing zoning regulations. The trial will not open again this season.
Ball State's a cappella groups have started their season as of Sunday and are excited for their many performances to come. female a cappella group Ladies' Choice says they're working hard on perfecting the details this year. NewsLink Indiana's Jayla Washington has the story.
Okay, well, this is Ladies' Choice a cappella, and we were founded 4 years ago, almost to the exact date, about August of 2012.
I'm the music director. I deal with, I do arrangements for the group. I teach them during rehearsal. Go.
Do you remember what he said? I do. He told you he never.
Most of my arrangements happen when I feel like inspired. I thought today went really well. I thought that our energy was good. Sometimes it spins out of control a little bit, but that's part of the fun. That's part of who we are. We just kind of polish and tweak things and make sure that everyone sounds good and knows their part. I just really do love directing and teaching and being able to hear something in my head, put it into a sheet of, put it into sheet music and then give it to this group, and then they make it come to life, and it's a lot of fun. The best way to really communicate to your singers and to get their attention is to move. You can talk all you want, but they're focusing on other things, so they need visual cues. Our winter showcase is December 10th in Bruce Hall, and it's gonna be lit.
Everything is being led by Mozart right now. Please come to our show.
If you missed the first performance on Sunday, you can catch them at small gigs around the state or at their next performance here at Ball State on December 4th.
Well, it's been chilly and cloudy these last few days, but is a warm-up in our future.
Your full weather forecast is next.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. And Rachel, Halloween's coming up, and I'm pretty excited going out trick-or-treating, dressing up, and enjoying the holiday.
Yeah, Caleb, can you tell us if we're going to have to bundle up or not on Saturday?
Yeah, Emerson and Rachel, we're going to see some creepy, eerily light temperatures for this time of year in our 7-day forecast. Take a look at a shot down the scramble light this morning that I took. We see just a few little brave souls braving the rain. We saw that rain move out of our area, and it made for a generally nice day throughout the day today, but clouds were in the area for most part today, but the rain is going to return tonight. We even saw a few peaks of sunshine during the day. Current conditions outside, we're seeing a temperature of 60 degrees. Those clouds are hanging around, winds out of the south-southeast at around 7 miles per hour, but winds are going to pick up in the 7-day forecast. Current conditions around the state, high temperatures today, only 61 here in Muncie, over in the state capital, 65 degrees. All the way down in Bloomington, they were the hot spot today. They got all the way up to 71 degrees, but we're seeing these blues all the way up in Fort Wayne. That's going to start to make its way south. That is all ahead of a cold front that I'll show you here in just a second. Our high temperature today, pretty much bang on average. We had a high of 62 degrees. That average, normally 61 for this time of year. Current temperatures, 57 degrees over in Lafayette, Terre Haute at 60, Bloomington at 59. In Indianapolis, 60 degrees currently. If we take a look off over to Cincinnati and Dayton, they're at 61 and 53 degrees respectively. Current conditions, we're seeing a few light rain showers moving into our area. A little bit heavier precipitation off to the west of Indianapolis. Well, why is that exactly? We're seeing this low pressure system sort of hovering over northwest Indiana, and as this warm front has pushed its way north, that's produced this precipitation up near Fort Wayne and into Michigan and Ohio. But you can see this line of precipitation here. That's along this cold front that's going to begin to pass through. So all of this back here, these are colder temperatures, but generally clearer skies, and that is going to be the case at least into tomorrow. And by the time you wake up, 8 a.m., most of that rain should have pushed off to the east. Just a few scattered showers in the area. Overnight tonight, we're going to drop all the way down to 53 degrees, and there is that chance for some thunderstorms overnight. Nothing really severe, just a few rumbles of thunder here and there. So make sure to keep those windows closed if you've had them open the past couple nights. And rain accumulation expected by tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Here in Muncie, 0.18 inches. Over in Indianapolis, 0.28 inches. Over in Lebanon, 0.4 inches. I don't think we're going to see quite that much over there in Lebanon, but anywhere that is in those thunderstorms are going to see some higher precipitation rates. In your precision cast for the day tomorrow, we're going to see most of that cloud cover begin to clear out by tomorrow evening and early Friday morning. Just a few high-level clouds. Your forecast for tomorrow, mostly cloudy, 56 degrees. And it is going to be breezy. Northwest winds 10 to 20 miles per hour, so make sure to take that jacket with you. And if you're headed to the Ball State Cardinals soccer game tomorrow to watch the women take on University of Miami for the MAC championship, kickoff at 3 p.m. Temperature is going to be at 52 degrees, and by the final whistle, we'll be at 55 degrees. A little bit of cloud cover will disappear, but we'll still have those windy conditions tomorrow, unfortunately, so make sure you be wary of that. And now, Emerson and Rachel, I know you guys have been waiting for this. This is your Halloween forecast. Monday evening, we're going to see partly cloudy skies, a high temperature, 5 o'clock p.m. That's when trick-or-treat starts. 71 degrees. That is way above average for this time of year, but it's going to make for a very nice change because normally we've been seeing those bitterly cold temperatures normally around the Halloween time. So it's going to make for a nice mix-up for the Halloween. Friday, Saturday, we're going to see sunshine return to our forecast. Temperatures are going to climb up into the 70s. Sunday, that rain chance returns. 40% chance of rain, high of 60 degrees. But Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, temperatures are going to climb up into the 70s, and that sunshine is going to return.
Well, thank you, Caleb. And, you know, I think I might get a little hot dressed up for Halloween coming up with 71 degrees. That's
yeah, make sure that you dress appropriately for that. And any parents out there that are taking the kiddos out, you might not need the jacket by the time you're headed out for trick-or-treating on Monday night.
So, DeMarcus, what's happening in sports?
Ball State women's soccer plays for the MAC championship tomorrow night, and we'll preview that coming up. Also, Muncie Central football starts sectional play Friday, looking to snap its long postseason drought. We have a preview for that coming up.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
You wanted to be a teacher when you were little, but things changed. Teaching didn't seem that cool anymore, so you decided to become something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Amazing things are happening in teaching, so it's time to put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
Good evening. The last time Muncie Central and Anderson met on a football field, the Bearcats rolled 56-12. On Friday comes the rematch in the first round of sectionals, and Muncie Central is looking to snap the program's longtime playoff drought. Amanda Smith has a preview.
Thank you. Well, it's been 10 years since Muncie Central has won a playoff game, and they're looking to snap that streak against Anderson Friday at home.
They have a really good quarterback, so a lot of our focus has been containing the quarterback, covering receivers once the quarterback scrambles. They've had a lot of success doing that. And then I think that defensively they're very aggressive, so we have to make sure that we're solid in protection, solid in blocking, and we'll be okay.
Now, Morris says that in order to be successful in the playoffs, there are a couple of key fixes his team will need to make.
Protecting the quarterback, they kind of exposed us, I think, with that in the first time that we played him. And then in the kicking game also. We weren't a very good team in the kicking game the first time that we played him. We've worked on it every week, tried to get better at it, so we'll see this Friday if we are.
Knowing this could potentially be his last game, senior cornerback Noah Hill says he's leaving everything he's got on the field.
I'm not going to leave the game with any regrets. I'm just going to go out there and play and try to do everything right. No mistakes.
Friday's game will start at 7. In Muncie, Amanda Smith, NewsLink, Indiana.
Sticking with high school, 3 area volleyball teams clinched regional championships last night. Yorktown, Wapahani, and Daleville will now move on to semi-state round. Here's a look at each team's matchup. Semifinals will be played on Saturday afternoon, and the state championship tickets will be punched later that night. Meanwhile, on the soccer pitch, the Ball State Cardinals have a chance to clinch the MAC title tomorrow with a win against Miami. Ball State will win the MAC regular season championship. The Cardinals clinched last year's MAC championship with the win over the Red Hawks, and they'll look to do it again tomorrow.
I think obviously we'll need to be very disciplined. We know it's at stake. We know what the result could get us. But like we said yesterday in our team meeting, is that it's just another game. Our focus is just to be disciplined and to make sure that we're concentrating on just the fundamental points that we need to do. And whatever we did in Kent, we've reevaluated on that, and we just need to strengthen up our squad.
And finally, Media Day was held yesterday for the Ball State women's basketball team. There are a lot of questions about how the Cardinals will replace the program's all-time leading scorer, Natalie Fontaine. However, Ball State does return 4 of its 5 starters, including Jill Morrison and Mariah Monaco. Both say they are ready to step up to the challenge of trying to fill Fontaine's void.
I like the challenge, to be able to come in and try to fill Natalie's shoes. I want to do that. And I'm excited to do it, and I've been looking forward to doing it all summer.
The pressure wasn't really on us. It was more on her, we were on her back. And now everybody has to show up every day, every game. You can't just take a day off because we're expected to do more.
Well, thank you very much, DeMarcus. And coming up, find out which presidential nominee got their star on the Walk of Fame destroyed.
And why a new Halloween costume has some people outraged. That's next.
Hey, did you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to theshelterpetproject.org and meet a few who are in a shelter near you. Harlow, oh, she's one great listener who loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to theshelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self, and I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it. It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Sorry, I thought you meant Yurla. Hello and welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Samantha Penkel with your entertainment segment tonight. Donald Trump has taken hits during his presidential candidacy, but no one quite saw this hit coming. Trump's star on Hollywood Walk of Fame was vandalized with a sledgehammer and a pickaxe by a man dressed as a construction worker. The man's name is Jamie Otis, and when asked why he vandalized the star, he stated that vandalizing it was not his intention. Instead, Otis planned on removing the star completely and auctioning it off to raise funds for women who have come forward saying Trump sexually assaulted them over the years. People are outraged by the costume that was released recently portraying Kim Kardashian's robbery in Paris. The costume contains a short white robe, long black wig, and, quote, a $4 million ring, and a fake bond and gag. One customer comment read, quote, "This is the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. How dare you make a mockery of a horrible thing." That was not the only person that spoke out against the costume, and because of all the outrage, it has been pulled from the site. It wouldn't be Halloween week if I didn't leave you with a little scary story. For those of you who don't know the story of Slender Man, it's about a man that stands about 7 feet tall and hides in the woods. If captured, he stands over you and asks you one question. I don't want to scare you too bad, so I'll leave what happens if you don't get that question right a mystery. The interesting fact about the story is that it originated after two 12-year-old girls were found guilty of murdering a classmate in the woods and blaming it on a tall, slender man. Not all ghost stories are fiction. Live in the newsroom, I'm Samantha Penkel. Happy Halloween.
Thank you, Sammy. Now, Caleb, can you give us one last look at that weather?
Yeah, sure. So we're going to see those fall-like temperatures go away for a little bit. Temperatures on Friday and Saturday are going to climb up through the 60s into the 70s. Sunday, that rain chance returns. Monday, an eerily high temperature for the day, 74 degrees, but that sunshine is going to return into midweek. So guys, temperatures are going to feel less like fall and a little more like late summer. So it's going to be for a very nice beginning of next week.
Okay, that's all for tonight, NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to watch tomorrow night at 9 p.m. right here on Cardinal Vision.
And be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Have a good night.